In the year 2004, the Washington, D.C. area was infested with cicadas. The good people of Greenbelt formed an organization titled the Cicada Rescue Federation. The Federation is dedicated to extending the life of the cicada by a full day and in some cases a day and a half.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ruthie Rosegrave, and I'm from the Cicada Rescue Federation. I don't apologize for my appearance. I've been back underground with the cicadas ever since they decided to go back under. I decided it would only be appropriate if I joined them as the CEO of the Federation. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Cicada Rescue Federation and our mission, what we're about, we, during the cicada period, maintained a 600-bed facility. Which means I'm just delighted that so many people showed up. And speaking of so many people, this year the Cicada Rescue Federation was, quite frankly, totally overwhelmed. We actually encountered over 658,347,872,451 and 23.2 cicadas more than our projected figures had accounted for. So we were overwhelmed.
17 years ago, the cicadas were around giving an oddly appropriate musical background and tearing apart our yard and our floor, trying to find imaginary tunnels, an effort that they charged me for this year. This year, where I've still saved cicadas, question the legality of this, but I have only so much time to fight insanity. And so the same musical background that showcased one insanity was brought back again for the current one, and I appreciate it. Without it, you couldn't have a good horror film. And I'm happy to say that I've saved enough cicadas so that we should have a fine symphony, I hope, for a better world.
So, I don't know what we're supposed to say about cicadas. I don't know if they're good or bad. I mean, they just come out, but I got to like them a lot. I would never eat one though, because I don't believe in the death penalty for anybody. Even Saddam Hussein, I don't believe in the death penalty.
So yes, I've been underground, as all of our volunteers have. Every single dedicated volunteer spent at least 2 weeks under the ground, learning to empathize with the cicadas to find out what they go through. And I really learned a lot. It's not an easy life.
The Cicada Memorial March was a smashing success. They came in droves and numbers to say goodbye to their dearly beloved singing winged friends.
Cicada, ah, cicada, ah, cicada, ah, cicada, ah, cicada, ah.
I think my greatest day of liberation and rescue came at the Citgo station. I don't know if any of you had to fill up. Well, it was just literally covered in cicadas, and I begged the manager to please put flaps over the wiper fluid, because I got I don't know how many out of the fluid bins. Many had already drowned, but I was able to rescue plenty that hadn't, and for some reason they were very much attracted to the trash cans. So I spent 45 minutes, kept my car in front of the pump for 45 minutes, getting cicadas from the water and the trash cans over to the grass. So hopefully they lived a little longer to enjoy their little short lives.
That's what's important here. And in fact, I have here the unknown cicada. And I would like to take this little guy, representative for them all. Billions and billions of cicadas. This little guy here, we can give him a proper burial representative of all of them. And
because I really wasn't much of a cicada follower, and then I read the articles and well, actually what happened, this is going to sound a little bit kooky, but I was sitting on my back porch and a cicada flew down, and I had this sort of feeling that I knew the cicada, and I sat there and listened to it for a while, and it turned out I had this really strong feeling that this was an old friend of mine named Bill. Problem was, when Bill died, I still owed him a bunch of money. So I went ahead and put the money I owed him on the porch next to the cicada. I thought everything was fine, and then I came out the next day and the money was still there. Bill was gone, so I guess he's trying to tell me that it was okay, that he didn't really need the money in this life. But so it did affect me greatly.
So I kept track of where she was on the ground, and I had her out there for 2 days. And then I got to thinking, oh, it's a cold. Oh, then I read about the blankets. So I went out with my flashlight at 10 o'clock at night, and I found her, and I brought her in and put her on the blanket. The next day I was doing some yard work. When I came back in the house, I found that another cicada had come in with me, a nice healthy cicada. I thought, well, you know what? I will put this healthy cicada with her so she'll have some companionship. When I got to her dish, she had passed.
any stories you'd like to tell? Story?
My cicada story, I live in a condominium, and on several occasions I have found cicadas trapped inside my building, which has got a locked security door. So every morning I would get up, check around the door to see if any cicadas were trapped again, and I would scoop them up and take them outside and put them in the bushes so they can have fun with each other.
Some said they were crazy, some said they were silly, but the cicadas said they were wonderful.
You too could help by dialing 1-800-978-242-9576-42-79-87-2398. Remember, that's
1-800-978-242-9576-42-79-87-2398. I was honored to be here at a time when they came to visit. And in 17 years, we will all be back to celebrate their return. Thank you.